All right, Shane. So we just watched the game. Literally just got off the line watching that game. Hopped on the call here. Tennessee wins it 38-6 over Bowling Green. Thank God for that, Shane. Otherwise, I don't think I would have got you on the line here. But instant reactions to the beginning of the Josh Heupel era.
We're in trouble, Mike. We are in big trouble, man. I tell you what, when you see stats saying that Bowling Green, you look at the numbers. You look at a box score and you say 38-6, Tennessee whooped some ass. But I will tell you right now, that team is awful. Some of the stats that were coming out, they were like 70% of this crew, was true freshman or something like that. The center, I think he was working at the Shoney's last week. And they said, hey, they found out he could snap the ball, so they brought him down here to Neyland Stadium, and we could barely get through to him. So, I mean, we've got a long road ahead of us, Mike. I know this was a tune-up game, and there's going to be a lot of people are going to be like, Shane, why are you so negative? I mean, if you watch the same game that I did, it was nonstop. Milton, oh, man, Milton's got an arm. Yeah, well, unfortunately, we didn't recruit enough 8-foot wide receivers, Mike. I'm wondering if Fulkerson could come down and do a little receiving for us, because that's what we're going to need to catch some of his long balls, So I'm trying to stay positive, Mike. I am, because we got a victory. I don't care if they're all ugly, but that's not the start I was expecting with the Heupel error.
Yeah, Tyon Evans, the running back, at least he looks like the real deal again. It kind of goes back to what you're saying. How much can you take away from the fact they were playing Bowling Green, who I swear to God, the coach was running out the clock in the fourth quarter. He's down 30 points. I don't know what in the hell he's thinking other than, let's survive this and go into our conference slate here. So, I mean, even the coach wasn't playing to win. And
no.
I think you see some of the, there's so much, there was so much hype, and I'll admit I bought into some of it with Joe Milton, but it's a little bit more of what I saw from him at Michigan. A very talented guy, huge arm. He can run. He had several runs, two rushing touchdowns, but just very inconsistent. That certainly, you can hopefully he'll be more consistent as the season goes along. But hell, in our text threads, I've had ones with others. People are calling for Hendon Hooker. We're seeing people hitting us up on Twitter asking where Harrison Bailey. So maybe that's just natural to want to go to the backup, but. Joe Milton's not going to be some savior that some people, were hoping that he was going to be. You know what?
No, but maybe he buys time for someone else in that quarterback room. Right. I see what you're saying. My expectations were a little bit higher. I mean, the guy's built like a Greek god. If you're building a quarterback on Madden, that's what he looks like, and he fit the mold, but unfortunately, you could see some of the indecisiveness, even with running, Mike. There was sometimes it was like, what are you doing? You could get this. You are an athlete, man. You can get that 2 yards, and sometimes he picked the wrong hole to go in, and so that's not what you can have in this. I guess in Heupel's system, and I think it's going to rear its ugly head when we get into competitive play, and hopefully not next week. But, it is the first game of the season, so I don't want to get too down. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
after two possessions, we were fired up now, right?
Man, I was crowning a baby. I had to cancel my airfare down to Atlanta, so but I would tell you. Oh, go ahead.
If anybody missed it, Shane, can you share what you tweeted at halftime? I thought it was the funniest damn thing I saw all night.
Yeah, let me pull it up here. I put out there that Bishop Sycamore would kick our ass. To be honest, I'd have to face Chad Morris's Texas high school team down there right now. I think he'd give us a run for our money. But, there was some good pieces. There were some not so good pieces. I thought Hyatt, I was expecting big things from him, and he had some crucial drops. There was a couple. I mean, there was a lot of passes that should have been caught that weren't. But
Right.
it seems like when it was Hyatt, unfortunately. And I don't like to, I don't like to get on these kids, but he kind of reminded me of that. You remember that movie Replacements? Orlando,
Yeah.
what's his name? Jones. He's like the fastest guy, but he just can't catch. So hopefully he figures that out, and maybe we can find a couple more receivers on this team because our quarterback needs help, man.
Yeah, and one thing we haven't hit on, and again, maybe it goes back to the opponent, so you can't read too much into it, but I thought the defense looked a lot better. We all expected it to be a huge disaster. That they opened the game, forced Bowling Green to consecutive 3 and outs, and then there were moments like Tennessee went for it on a 4th and short and got stopped, and then Tennessee responded by holding to a 3 and out. There was another situation where Joe Milton got strip sacked, and Bowling Green got the ball right there on the edge of scoring possession. And what happened? Tennessee defense held them to a 3 and out, and Bowling Green went for it on 4th, even stopped them on 4th down. So, there's some positives there. Again, it may go back to Bowling Green not having that great of a team, but at least the defense is not embarrassing to the point to where some people thought it may be at least the first game of the season.
Positive spin, Mike. Again, we're walking away 1-0. We just need a few games to hit the 6 and that's it. I think we're shooting for the 6 games to get to a bowl, and that comes next week. And I think when you're looking at these teams, you'll talk to any coach. The biggest improvement you can make with your team is from week 1 to week 2. So I think if we take some major steps forward next week, I think we can get to 6, maybe 7, something like that, catch a few of these guys. But I'm telling you, if we don't have this thing oiled up, I mean, you saw it, Bowling Green, man. When you go 3 and out, I don't give a shit who's on the field. You're going to lose, man. So we cannot afford to not be efficient if we're going to play this style of offense.
Now, last thing I got for you, Shane, now that Tennessee has won their game here on Thursday, you get to breathe easy on Saturday. Just enjoy it. There's not going to be any pressure, no nervousness, nothing. You just get to enjoy Saturday's SEC action. How great's that going to be?
Well, as soon as we get past my lock of the week, I mean, I just got $100 right.